Roger, you started with this book of like 500 pages.
541.
541. Talk to me about how you and the team, approached adapting this.
We started. David started with a outline, and it was how many pages exactly?
Well, the first one was probably about 20 pages.
Oh.
It was like working through all these different scenes. We were first thinking about the book in terms of all the different moments in the book and how could we fit them all in the film. And really quickly, we're like, we cannot do a filmed version of the book.
Well, can I say first that Netflix gave me the option to do a series or a film. And I thought, if we do a film, it's an experience where people have, through one sitting, they watch it on Netflix as a family, they have a conversation, it's one experience. Whereas a series, it's a different experience where you have to, go back. And so I thought about it a lot, and I thought, like, I want this. Remember, we have these conversations, and they gave us, and they're all here. The Netflix incredible team: Adam Del Deo, and Chloe Pye, and Santa Lawrence, and who's on here?
We could rattle off names forever, but thank you all.
But this was in the middle of a very tough time in America, and it was a challenging subject. And many people were saying Netflix doesn't do political films anymore. They don't do things that are like serious. They must not. And Adam greenlit this and stood behind it, and the whole Netflix team stood behind it. And Kate, oh my God, Kate Townsend's here. But yes, Kate, all of it. So it's to Adam and to Netflix. I have to give credit to them because they embraced this and they said, do what you want, do a series, do a film, whatever you think is the best way to tell this story. So I thought a film is the best way to tell this story. And then the brilliant mind of David Teague, he broke it down into this 20-page outline. And then we, started editing it.
Yeah. We always had, David wrote a wonderful outline, like you said, and it had the collage effect. We were trying to figure out how do we tell something that, as Maddox, my son, says in college, palatable but not diluted, and something that young people will watch on their own volition. That's hard to do. And so we decided to do, David and the team, we decided that we were going to do this collage of archival and VFX and interviews. And then Roger came up with the great idea to only have Black women plus Dr. Kendi. And so all of this and helping to traverse time so that people could see connections between what happened in the past and what's happening now, because we're tired of hearing, that happened so long ago, get over it. It has connections.
Karen voice?
What?
What's the voice of that? Karen voice. There are breakthroughs when you're making a film, right? So there's a breakthrough. So first breakthrough is, okay, this is going to be a film. Then we always knew, David I remember David and I were talking earlier, and we said, this has to be like something like nothing anyone's seen before. And then we started talking, and then we thought, actors, how are you going to go to Portugal in 1462 and be a fortune?
There was a horse. You wanted to get a horse.
Oh, we had a horse. At one point, he was going to be on a horse. That's right. So how are we going to do this? We thought, a green screen stage, a 360 green screen stage. Let's use the technology they used in The Mandalorian. And we're going to have a horse, and it's going to be The Mandalorian, and then it...
So Alisa and David, find that team that did The Mandalorian.
Yeah, it's like, find the Mandalorian people.
We found them. ILM, they're in special thanks right there.
ILM, special thanks. ILM. We found the one black guy at ILM.
Yeah, but then we realized we couldn't afford that.
Yeah.
Even though Netflix gave us great support.
Yes.
This is not The Mandalorian.
Yes.
Let's take some questions from the audience.
Okay. We're like a stand-up routine here.
Raise your hand if you got one, and I'll call on you. Yeah, right there.
So the book is such a different experience from the movie, which I'm very happy about, because the movie takes you on a different journey, whereas the book takes you through individuals, and the lens you see history is through these 5 or 6 amazing individuals who played a part in history. How was that decision to move away from, you know, a book that has been so impactful, you know, and do this completely different lens through which to view history?
The book is really a profile of 6 people.
Yeah.
You opened that up.
Well, because a book is not a movie, and we, you know, one of the breakthroughs was, you know, the first, I think it was, you know, one of the cuts of the movie was, you know, very, very academic and long, and our editors, John Fisher and Francesca Schatt, where's Francesca?
Right here.
Oh, you're Francesca's mom? Thank you. I gave them a scene, and they cut the scene. It was incredible in this style of needle drop and playing with time and moving back and forth through time. And I was like, oh my God, this is a breakthrough. And then I think Alisa and I, we were sitting in my office, and I was thinking, how do you break this down into something that's like kind of digestible? And I thought, oh my God, 9 lies about black people, chapter headings, and those are the chapters you see. 9 lies about black people. And then, once we had that, we had the language of the film and the 9 lies structure. I remember we called Chloe, and Chloe came over, and we showed Chloe that scene.
Yeah.
And then I walked her through, we were like very nervous, we walked her through the 9 lies, and she's like, brilliant! And we were off and running. We had the, you know, we knew what we were gonna do, you know, but that took so long to get to that point. Anyway, so I guess to answer your question is that it has to be a visual language. It has to be accessible. The challenge that Netflix gave to me and to the team was, how do we make this accessible to a global audience, to everyone, so that it's that you are, like you said, without diluting it, right? You're getting the power of it, but it is accessible and understandable, and that's the beauty of you know, of Netflix, because we have this audience of 250 million, what is it?
240 million subscribers, 190 countries. They can ban books, but they can't ban Netflix.
He's got a question. Is he in the back?
Yeah, and I thank you for creating such a powerful representation of this work. And I think this could be something that young people really connect with. And I'm wondering the choices that went into choosing who to identify and who to not. And I'm thinking like the Maya Angelou clip was so powerful, the Stokely Carmichael clip was so powerful. There are people that I recognize, but I'm not sure whether young people would. And I'm just wondering if you could talk a little bit more about, because you show so many powerful images, so many powerful people, so many powerful clips, how you decided, here's where we're going to identify, sort of provide some name or context, and here's where we're just going to sort of let those visuals, let those words kind of wash over the audience.
Yeah, sure. I want to say that we had a great archival team, and we also had what I like to coin the archival team, right? So they gave us more art. I mean, Roger is very generous in that he creates a very collaborative environment. So we were all able to bring different things to the table and different clips and people that we want. I love Stokely Carmichael. I'm from Grenada, he's from Trinidad, so he is our Trinidadian king. And so, you know, there's so many people, and David always had the good thought of that. Like, you know, sometimes we would get notes sometimes from Netflix saying what you just said. Young people don't know this, and David had always said, like, well, this is just to open it up so people could do their research. And we're hoping that with our impact campaign, we can have an annotated website so that families, young people, et cetera, can go to find out more about it. but it was, we all brought different things to the table. Malcolm X, I remember, came from Dr. Kendi, who said, hey, did you guys see this clip in LA of Malcolm X? And so everybody brought different things to the table, and we just edited it together with guidance and what works.
And once we decided, when I got the list of experts and
why do you have to say it like that? The list of
you gave me the list.
why do you have the list of experts? He's saying a long list of
It was
experts.
a long list of experts. And I was like, I noticed that a lot of this work around racism were being done by Black women. And I was like, oh my God, we're gonna have just Black women as experts, Black academics from Harvard and Yale and Howard and Stanford. And that was a radical decision in itself, because Black women have always been at the forefront of the resistance movement. The battle has always been led by Black women. And so let's put Black women front and center. And it's also why we chose to tell the stories of these iconic Black women, like Harriet Jacobs, who broke barriers in the forefront. And they were the resistance of their time, and Phyllis Wheatley, and Ida B. Wells. So that was a very big statement, and Netflix was 100% behind us.
Indeed.
All right, question right there.
Actually, I was going to say, you just answered my question, because I did take note of that it was all women, except the writer, except
Dr. Kendi.
Yes, Dr. Kendi. And I thought that was phenomenal, because it didn't feel like you missed anything. It was well-rounded. It was holistic. It was a full coverage. Like you said, the 9 lives. I think it's phenomenal, brilliant that you chose to make it a movie as opposed to a watered down, we got to leave you hanging for the next episode. No, we're going to give it all to you now. And I don't think it matters that these children may not know Stokely Carmichael or Ida B. Wells, because the thing is, what you did that was great is you brought it to today. And that's what they got to see. Because many times we'll tell children, racism still exists. Oh, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, you brought it to them. See what just happened 3 weeks ago. That's racism. This is racism. That's
Shakita, do you have a question?
Well, my question was about the women in your choice, but you said it was a radical choice, so you answered that. So I just wanted to let you know about my feelings of it, and I would love for you to make this like the updated Eyes on the Prize, where it's being shown everywhere, so that everyone experiences.
Well, the great thing is there's an educational thing with Netflix, where they make it available free to maybe
so we'll have an educational license.
Yeah, you can just have it. The schools can have it for free, I think.
Yes. And we're trying to re-edit to try to get it down to middle school.
Question right there.
Hi, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I think that's really important. So like I said, y'all celebrate and really sit in what you accomplished. So congratulations. My question is, what was the most satisfying or, I had the words and now they're gone. What was the most satisfying? What was the most exciting? What was the most, entertaining part of the process for you?
So many. I think for me, the most incredible experience was sitting in the room during every single one of these interviews, getting to hear 2-3 hours with each expert, each woman talking, and just getting the most incredible masterclass. It was like going to 6 grad schools. It was absolutely incredible, and that's something I'll just carry with me for the rest of my life.
The environment on set was also very fun. We had our line producer, Butch. There's a lot of dancing and singing.
A lot of music in between.
Yeah, we had a really good time on set. It's not easy to make this type of thing, especially in the time that we were making this. It's our 3rd year on it, so yeah.
Alisa was showing the slaves how to run in the fields, and that was really funny. She's like, you run straight, you dash,
You got to dash and chase you, and you have to go around the tree. And then someone's gonna fall. The actors have to be directed.
It was really fun. It was really,
But I think most satisfying was to take it from David's words, right? David wrote this. Please give a round of applause to David. He researched this, he read every book that everybody up here had and then some, and he took original primary sources and made it into scripts. And that's not, so every word that you see that Lincoln said, he said, and Thomas Jefferson, etc.
Thomas contradiction.
And he's full of, I won't say it because my other godchild is in the audience. Hi, Alva. So I won't say what she said, but yes.
Okay, I'll take one more question right there, sir.
Hi, great film, great film.
Thank you.
I do have a question. What was it like, that process? Was it compromise versus collaboration between the substance of the film and the graphics and the imagery that supported it and complemented the film? What was that like?
You know, one of the things that the book spells out so clearly is that racist ideas are disseminated through popular culture. And, you know, when you read the book, you really understand that it's Hollywood and television and these racist ideas embed our minds in that, you know, almost, you know, sort of, you know, subtle, subversive way. And so using these imagery, all this imagery that you know, whether it's, you know, anything from, I don't know,
Woodcuts in the time.
Simpsons, you know, I'm talking about all the you know, and
Sesame Street with Thomas Jefferson.
Sesame Street. I mean, all of that stuff that we just, you know, take for granted, that we just, you know, consume on our phones and our television sets. That this is all part of the how it infests indoctrination of these racist ideas, and that was really important to use all of that and not shy away from that, you know. And until I read the book, I didn't even think that King Kong, that it was represented like it's so obvious now, you know, that the black man and the white woman as at its birth of a nation, basically, you know, all of that stuff. So we educated ourselves. We became educated in the process in this imagery, and as we made the film and as we advanced, we became more sophisticated in seeing through this stuff, and as we, you know, it was a process of whittling down, you know, this material that we consume every day.
And that was actually our first real breakthrough in trying to adapt the book, was thinking, what can we do to make it truly cinematic and not just try to turn a book into a film? And it was embracing popular culture, both because it's an incredibly cinematic way to talk about how these ideas are virally spread, but also because it's going to be a way that younger people can really like lock in, and then it's a vessel to talk about much more deeper ideas about policy.
Well, you were one of the first audiences to see Stand from the Beginning. It does come to Netflix on November 20th.
And we'll be here starting on Friday. So please.
Here at IFC Center.
IFC Center for 6 days.
Tell your friends to come see it here.
There's 8 more days of Doc NYC, so I hope you get to see more films. Thank you very much for coming. Thanks to David Teague, Alisa Payne.